This story happened when I was 15 years old and enjoying my school days. My father, being in the construction business, had a construction site going on. We used to visit the place on weekends with Papa. It was a random Sunday in the month of August. We had been with Papa to the construction site. Near there is a lake, so we spent our day near the lake enjoying the view. We came back home and had dinner outside. The next day I was down with high fever and was not able to attend school. This continued for 3 to 4 days, but fever was not getting down, nor were medicines working. Later, after 3 to 4 days, I would be good in the daytime, and as it started to get dark, the fever would return. By midnight, I was burning with such a high fever, no medicines working, severe body pain started and leg pain that used to be unbearable.
This continued for around 15 days, and my parents started to get worried as all blood reports were normal, but my health was not getting better. In fact, day by day I was becoming weaker. One day I was sleeping and suddenly started crying in my sleep, and hearing my cries my mother ran to me asking what's wrong. However, I was sound asleep. And what was shocking was that I spoke in Kannada language, and I don't even understand a single word of this language. My mother called my father and asked him to come home immediately. This started every day now, and my parents didn't understand what I was saying, and were afraid to share their severe dilemma with others, worried about what people would say. But one day our watchman uncle heard my shouts and came up to check if everything was fine. Luckily, he was the one to understand the language. With his help, my parents came to know it was a spirit speaking in Kannada and was seeking help. The spirit was a lady who was murdered by her labor husband for nothing but a bit of money, because she didn't give him it to drink alcohol. Not only that, but her daughter was also murdered by him, and both were buried at the same place where my father's construction work was going on. After listening to her whole story, they, my parents, watchman uncle and his wife, asked her what she wanted and why she was troubling me. She said, "I will leave her. All I want is to remove mine and my daughter's buried bodies from there, and given proper agni and complete all the required rituals. Also feed and give a Kumari Kanya, all the things we give to a soon-to-be married daughter because of being a mother." She also had a dream of getting her daughter married. My father immediately agreed to everything but asked to leave me and not to trouble me again. And he stated that they would need some time to do all the things she requested. She said, "I never wanted to hurt anyone, but my soul is not at peace and didn't have any other way." From that day onwards, I started recovering but used to be afraid of staying alone or going out alone. Days passed. Meanwhile, due to workload, my father forgot that he had promised the soul to do. One day coming from school, I ended up in an accident. It wasn't a major accident, but it was a wake-up call, and again she came. This time it was quite dangerous as she was not speaking politely but was furious. Then and there, my father and watchman uncle went to the site and did all of the required things. They found the body in the same place she mentioned, but it was a skeleton at that point. Papa and uncle gave it a proper Agni Sanskar, fed a small girl, and gave her clothes and other accessories. It was late evening by the time they returned and asked about my health, but she spoke and said thank you for setting her free and her soul will be at peace. That was the last day she spoke. All these things that happened to me I never used to remember. My parents told me everything later about what all happened, how I used to speak, cry loudly, and today, even after years, we every year donate clothes and food to poor girls. I know she didn't ask to do it every year, but this has become mandatory for my father and he does it every year without fail. I know we must have heard about souls, dangerous Atma, but she was really here only to get mukti and she never harmed me again.